Hey guys, welcome back to an episode 12-inch for Fanatic. Remember to subscribe. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Eternal Toys Interstellar figure. This is Matthew McConaughey's character from the excellent, brilliant film Interstellar. And very ugly box, mind you. I opened this box initially thinking that there was another box underneath, that this was a shipper box, and this is it. This is the box it comes in. So they pay no attention. I guess cost cutting is old hat to these folks. But I'm also going to sneak in a surprise. I bought something off Etsy that's going to go perfect with this figure. Let's take a closer look. Okay, so the box just has ET-X9A. So that's their internal model number, I guess. Made in China, big letters. One of my favorite top 10 films of all time is Interstellar. They used a lot of technical consultants from the science community to develop some of the details in the storyline. A lot of people were complaining about the soundtrack, that it was too loud. Well, Nolan, he's done soundtracks for Dark Knight and a bunch of other movies. And yeah, the soundtracks tend to get a little intense, but that also helps the film. We always know the soundtracks are what makes or breaks a film sometimes, and his are pretty powerful soundtracks. All right, wow, look at this. So right off the bat, the detail on this is fantastic. It's not only is there detail in the stitching, in the little accessories that are on here, but the weathering as well. Fantastic job. Where do we begin here? Okay, so it's cloth all the way throughout, but it's got some plastic attachments. The entire upper piece here, this, I guess it's like this backpack situation here. This is all made of plastic. It looks like this is multiple sculpts here that are pieced together. Random hoses just sticking out here. I guess you got to insert the hoses here. So we'll do that right. Let's see. Looks like we've got the, I guess this was the mini jetpacks that help like push him in the atmosphere. And that's on both sides as well. You got enough detailing on that. These pouches here on the side, they don't open. None of those pouches open. You got this random pouch down here. This pouch down here. Look at the detail on the boots. So it's kind of like snow boots, where you've got this attachment here so he can dig into the ground a little bit better, get some traction. Got the knee pads on there, plastic as well. It looks like, yeah, this is all material right here. And the head sculpt just came completely off. Oops. All right. And that flips open like this. So let's take a look at the likeness. Now, you could tell it's Matthew McConaughey, but just a little bit off. I've seen better head sculpts of him. There's another company that did a small batch of these figures, smaller batch anyway, and they did better with the head sculpt, but they were also charging quite a bit more. So I went with this one. And it's good enough for my purposes. I don't know if, I'll have to do some reference photo checks to see if it's supposed to illuminate. A lot of these futuristic space people, their inside of their helmets are lit up. So I don't know if that's the case with this one in the film, but that would have been a nice feature if so. He's got two other hand sculpts, solid plastic, nicely detailed though. an additional head sculpt. So I guess the other one is supposed to stay in the helmet. You can't take it out. And this one is a standalone if you want to display him without the helmet on. It's a little bit more obvious here that it doesn't look anything like Matthew McConaughey. Now let's put them side by side. Okay, so I'd have to say it looks like they're the same head sculpt, but not. And I only say that because the eyebrows look a little bit more separated on the one in the helmet, and the nose looks a little bit narrower. So going by that, I'd say that the one in the helmet looks a little bit more like him, but this one is off. This looks like, I forget his name. He's a British actor, and he's in House of Dragon, and he's in that show. He's got no eyebrows. I forget his name, but that's who this looks like. So terrible likeness. And then underneath, all we have is a plain black base, the standard kind we're all used to seeing with some figures that cut corners. There's a guy on Etsy that sells custom bases of a bunch of different landscapes. One of them is sort of a lunar landscape. Another one is a Mars landscape. In case you've got the Martian figure in his space outfit, you could put him on that. I'll probably upgrade that so it looks nicer, because this base is just not cutting it. So let me put this together and show you my surprise, and then give you my final thoughts on this figure. All right, so here he is all set up. Very nice figure overall. I looked at some photos, and it doesn't look like the helmet lights up. So I guess as is, it's fine. But I wanted to really show you my surprise here, which is this puppy right here. Check it out. This is Tars, the famous robot. Initially, I was like, what a retarded looking robot. How does that thing even move around like it does in the film? But it kind of grew on me. I came to like it, especially its personality. This I got for a little over $300 from a guy on Etsy. The shop goes by Earthmanaut. Currently, it's not available, but I would save him in your favorites and watch for it to pop up again. A real outstanding display piece. As you can see, it even has the screens on there with the readout. Now, my biggest gripe with this is, so I have to have a battery pack here attached to it because it has a USB in the back. If you look at the size of this thing, he could have definitely installed a battery pack panel in the back of this thing and had it self-contained without needing to plug it in for power. Might have driven up the price a little bit. I don't think so. There's ways to get around it. My other gripe would be that it doesn't move around at all. This doesn't rotate. These two centerpieces technically should be able to rotate as well. In the film, it's 4 sections that freely move. It's just static like this. So it would have been nice to have a little bit more posability, but you know, most of the stuff is not played with. It's just sitting on a shelf. So as is, it's fine like this. It looks excellent. It's got a nice metallic finish on here. There's some 3D models out there so that you could print one of these on your own, but to achieve this metallic effect is just an added layer of difficulty without having I forget what they're called, one of those laser etchers to cut the pieces. So this is a very nice piece. Next to this figure, it is, in my eyes, a complete set. Now, if you want to go all the way with it, they also have the release of Anne Hathaway's figure. I think her character name was Amelia in the film. And you could also even get the Matt Damon figure. Yeah, that's right, folks. He was in The Martian and in Interstellar. He's just good at playing a spaceman, I guess. So on the figure itself, scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 8.9. I'm taking all those points off pretty much just for the head sculpt itself. The figure's nice. It's got nice padding in there. It's got a nice look to it, very fitted. There's enough dexterity in the figure. It's just the head sculpt is too much of a departure from having a proper likeness of Matthew McConaughey. There's options out there to upgrade the head, but you're looking at a minimum of like $250 to do that. So other than that, excellent figure. No regrets with this purchase. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.